Hi there, this is Alex from Coastal Edge Home Buyers. In this video, we're going to go over 3 different questions that you need to answer for yourself to figure out exactly which way to go about selling a house. If you've got a house that you want to sell, or you need to sell maybe fast, there may be some type of a situation that is prompting you to sell faster. So you need to answer basically 3 questions, and based on those answers, you can determine who to sell it to and how fast it will happen. Now, number 1 is how fast do you need to sell? Number 2 is what is the condition of the house? And number 3 is how much you're wanting to get for the house. What are you hoping to get for the house? And I say hope because we're going to talk a little bit price later in this video, but the main thing here to understand is that whatever the market is willing to pay for the house, that would be the price at which it will sell. It's not the price that many people think they should get, or whatever the city assessment says, or the tax assessment, or somebody that sees something online. It all depends on reality based on numbers and what the market can actually do and pay for that house. The market meaning the buyers. Whether that's a retail buyer or institutional buyer or rehabbing company like ours, it doesn't matter. It's whatever the market is willing to pay. So the first question was, how fast do you need to sell? So if you need to sell very fast, you're probably, the best case scenario is to sell to a rehabbing company, a company like ours that we buy houses with cash. We buy in any condition, anywhere in the Hampton Roads area, fast with cash. And we can close in 2 to 3 weeks, and it's a done deal. There's no faster or easier way to sell a house than it is to sell to a cash buyer, just like us, like Coastal Edge Home Buyers. So how do we do this? How are we able to accomplish this? Because we use our own money. We don't go through banks, no lengthy approval process, no millions of pages of paperwork. We just we have access to funds quickly, cash, and that's what we do. Cash offers, any day, all day. So that's how we help people out. Whoever needs to sell very fast, they call a company just like ours to accomplish this. Because if you go through a realtor, you're looking at a minimum 1 to 4 months of sales time frame. And sometimes you need to do it faster. Maybe it's an inherited house and you have to go and quickly sell it, get the money and distribute between the heirs. Or it could be somebody maybe having some type of trouble, could be a health issue, maybe a criminal related issue, or you need to go out of state for a job quickly or some other reason. Maybe there's liens that have been piling up, maybe there's a foreclosure pending. If you need to act fast, there is no faster or easier way to sell a house than it is to sell to a cash buyer like us. Second question you need to answer is, what is the condition of the house? So how does that affect things? If the house needs a significant amount of repairs, you're probably going to sell it to a rehabber just like us. And it doesn't matter if you directly reach out to us or you go through a realtor and end up the same way, because even if you go through a realtor, the house will still be purchased by a company like ours. Why is that? Because if you go through a regular, let's say, realtor, and you put it up on the market, it will not be a regular buyer that will go to a bank and get a loan, because if your house needs significant amount of work, there is no bank that will give them a loan. So they're not your buyer. It's not just anybody that wants to get a house, like a person or a family or whoever that goes to the usual method to get a loan, to fund the deal, get a mortgage and buy your house. If the house needs a lot of work, it will 9 out of 10 times, it will be purchased by an investor as a rehabber, just like us, right? So, and the pricing there is a very important part. And this is the third part of the question. So what are you hoping to get? All right, that is the last question you need to answer for yourself. Now, you can hope for certain numbers. You can do your homework. You can speak with friends, relatives, realtors. You can come up with some numbers. But know this, at the end of the day, you will probably end up still selling the house for a number that the market will bear, that the market will pay. You can start with certain number, but you have to know that if that number is not selling the house, then you have to lower it. There is no other way. We've seen houses sit on the market for 6 months and they don't sell. And I've got to tell you, even if the house is in bad condition, there is a right number at which anything will sell, including a house. I just want you to understand that, and a lot of people fall for this. You have emotional attachments to the house. You don't ever want to get less for what you paid for it, even if it was 20 years ago or 2 years ago. A lot of people have this math in their own heads, but you have to know that if you're not getting that number you want, obviously you're not going to get it, or you have to wait months and months and months to get it, maybe. So how do you figure out the right price? you can speak with us. You can call us at any time at 757-414-7117. We'll be more than happy to go over all the numbers and the options for you. Even if these options, or most of them, are having to do with you selling to someone else and not to us, that doesn't matter. We'll be happy to help you anyway. Because when you have a house that needs work, there is absolutely nothing in the world, or no website that will show you the real price of your house. It doesn't exist, because there is no software tool that will actually send somebody to your house and look at your house, estimate the repairs, and then come up with a number. The only way to do that is to call a company like ours that will come out and see how much work the house needs, and based on how we operate, basically, we'll tell you what any investor will pay, any rehabber would pay. And it doesn't make a whole lot of a difference whether that's a direct sale to us or maybe you go through a realtor. Now remember, when you go through a realtor, it's going to take longer, right? And it's going to be commissions you have to pay, right? 6%, that's the norm. So in a $200,000 house, it's $12,000, right? So basically, you have to make that choice. Do you want to sell faster and easier? Then you get a cash offer from a company just like us, like Coastal Edge Home Buyers. Or if you have the time to wait, especially if you have some money to put into some improvements in the house, if it needs work, at least at a minimum some cosmetic fixes, like carpets, flooring, some obvious problems, holes in the wall, things of that nature, paint, obviously, something on the outside, maybe lawn care and things of that nature. So if you have the time and some funds to actually put in some money into the house and fix up some things, yes, you will be better off selling through a realtor. But if you don't want to do any work to the house, and believe us, that's where we come in. Many people call us because that's exactly what they want. They say, I don't want to pay any commissions. I don't want to go through realtors. I prefer to sell it fast, quickly for cash, and I don't want to do a single thing to the house. I even want to leave everything that's in the house in there. I don't want anything. I just don't want to pay to clean it up or even do any repairs. That's where we come in. That's how we buy houses, from people that want exactly that. So keeping that in mind, when you answer these questions for you about your timeline, the price expectations and all, and of course the condition of the house that plays a role in that, in the pricing and the speed of sale, then you will find out how to proceed. Again, this is not very complicated. We'll always be there to help you. Our service is free. You have zero obligation if you call us and ask some questions. We'll be happy to take a look at the place or even give you some advice on the phone. It doesn't matter. Again, remember, there's zero obligation. We buy houses only when it makes sense for both of us, for you and for us. We don't buy every house we see. And that's the way it is. That's the way it is with everything. So we're happy to help anyone with any type of situation, and we'll be more than happy to go over all of your options and help you choose the best one based on your situation. So if you've got a house, especially if you have a situation that is prompting you to want to sell fast, if you have a house in Hampton Roads, anywhere in the 7 cities, give us a call. You'll be glad you did. We'll be happy to go over all the options for you and help you out. We're Coastal Edge Home Buyers, and you can reach us at 757-414-7117.